Beneath our feet lies a world we barely understand. From ancient tunnels carved with impossible precision to strange artifacts sealed in stone millions of years old, deep inside the earth are secrets that defy explanation. Some discoveries point to lost civilizations, others to technologies far ahead of their time, and a few are so bizarre that scientists still struggle to explain how they exist at all. Today, we'll journey underground to uncover some of the most mysterious things ever found deep inside the earth, the kind of discoveries that challenge everything we thought we knew about history. Klerksdorp spheres, South Africa. Deep within the ancient mines of Klerksdorp, South Africa, miners stumbled upon something that continues to baffle both scientists and mystery seekers alike. Tiny metallic spheres, many of them almost perfectly round, encased in 3-billion-year-old pyrophyllite rock. At first glance, they might seem insignificant, but the closer you look, the stranger they become. Some of these spheres measure just a few centimeters across, yet their surfaces are smooth, symmetrical, and in several cases marked with precise parallel grooves running around their circumference. To modern eyes, they look almost manufactured, as if turned on a lathe or crafted by advanced machinery. But here's the problem. The rock they were discovered in dates back billions of years, long before humans, tools, or even animals existed. Geologists who have studied them are divided. Some claim they are simply the result of natural mineral processes, perhaps the slow crystallization of compounds over unimaginable spans of time. But others argue that their geometry is far too precise to be explained away as a random accident of nature. Even NASA scientists who examined them admitted their balance and symmetry were extraordinary. If they are natural, they may represent a geological process we still don't fully understand. But if they are not, then we're left with unsettling possibilities. Could they be evidence of a lost civilization so ancient it has been completely erased from history? Or, as some fringe theorists suggest, might they even be relics of an extraterrestrial presence on Earth billions of years ago? For now, the Klerksdorp spheres remain locked in mystery, silent, perfectly shaped puzzles from a time when, according to everything we know, nothing like this should have existed. Massive tunnels beneath Brazil. Hidden beneath the dense jungles and rolling hills of Brazil lies a network of gigantic tunnels, some stretching hundreds of feet long, others so vast that you could easily drive a truck through them. Their walls are smooth and curved, almost as if carved deliberately with enormous tools. But these tunnels aren't part of any modern infrastructure project, and they're not the work of ancient human civilizations either. They are far older and far stranger. Geologists call them paleoburrows, ancient tunnels thought to have been dug thousands, even millions of years ago. The prevailing theory is that they were made by giant prehistoric creatures, ground sloths the size of elephants or massive armadillo-like beasts now long extinct. But even this explanation leaves scientists scratching their heads. Some tunnels are so perfectly formed and so massive in scale that even the largest known species shouldn't have been able to dig them. Many of these passages branch into complex networks, with chambers and side corridors resembling something closer to underground cities than animal burrows. To this day, no fossils of the alleged builders have ever been found inside them, leaving the question wide open. Who or what created these colossal subterranean highways? Were they the handiwork of some unknown species, a lost branch of Earth's evolutionary history? Or could they hint at something more unsettling, that an advanced intelligence walked or tunneled across this planet long before humans? Whatever their origin, the tunnels beneath Brazil stand as silent, mysterious monuments carved deep into the earth, their true purpose still lost to time. The giant handprint in Lovelock Cave, Nevada. In the arid deserts of Nevada lies Lovelock Cave, a place steeped in both archaeology and legend. While excavations here have uncovered thousands of ancient artifacts, the cave is most infamous for something far stranger: reports of giant, oversized handprints pressed into the rock walls. These impressions don't match the scale of ordinary humans. They appear massive, with fingers far longer and wider than anything found in typical handprints. To many, they seem to echo the oral traditions of the Paiute people who told stories of a race of towering, red-haired giants known as the Sitekar. According to legend, these giants were fierce, cannibalistic beings who once roamed the land, until the Paiute ancestors drove them into Lovelock Cave and set it ablaze. When archaeologists began excavating the site in the early 20th century, they did find unusual artifacts: duck decoys, sandals, tools, and even reports of giant bones. Though many of those claims remain hotly debated or dismissed, the alleged handprints, however, continue to feed speculation. Were they truly left behind by a race of giants, or are they simply natural markings that resemble hands? Skeptics argue erosion or mineral patterns created the shapes, while others insist the impressions are deliberate and undeniable. With so much of Lovelock Cave's early finds lost, destroyed, or locked away, the mystery of the giant handprints lingers, fueling one of the most enduring legends of ancient giants in North America. The Copper Scroll, Dead Sea. Among the famous Dead Sea Scrolls, most were written on fragile parchment or papyrus. But one stood apart, a text so unusual it was etched not on paper, but on thin sheets of copper. Discovered in 1952 in a cave near Qumran, this artifact quickly became known as the Copper Scroll, and what it describes has baffled scholars ever since. Unlike the religious hymns, prophecies, and teachings found in the other scrolls, the Copper Scroll reads more like a treasure map. It lists 64 hiding places filled with astonishing amounts of gold, silver, and precious artifacts. Some estimates suggest over 200 tons of treasure in total. If true, this would make it one of the greatest hoards in human history. But here's the mystery. Despite decades of searching, not a single one of these treasures has ever been found. Were the caches looted long ago, hidden so well they remain undiscovered? Or could the scroll itself be some kind of riddle or symbolic record rather than a literal inventory? Even more perplexing is the fact that the scroll is written in an unusual form of Hebrew, unlike the others. Some researchers believe it was produced by a different sect, perhaps even as a record of temple treasures hidden away before the Roman siege of Jerusalem in 70 CE. Others argue it hints at something deeper, knowledge preserved underground, in places still unknown to us. To this day, the Copper Scroll remains one of the most mysterious artifacts ever pulled from beneath the earth. Is it simply a lost inventory of hidden wealth, or could it be a breadcrumb trail leading to secrets that history has yet to reveal? The Hypogeum of Hal Saflieni, Malta. Beneath the streets of Paola, Malta, lies a structure so enigmatic that it has puzzled archaeologists and historians for decades: the Hypogeum of Hal Saflieni, a vast subterranean temple carved entirely out of soft limestone over 5,000 years ago. Unlike surface temples, this underground labyrinth stretches 3 levels deep, with narrow passageways, chambers, and burial halls that seem almost alive with mystery. One of its most famous areas, the Oracle Room, is renowned for its acoustic properties. A single whisper in one corner can echo perfectly throughout the chamber, creating a chilling, otherworldly effect. Some researchers suggest this feature was deliberately engineered for rituals, possibly amplifying chants or prayers during sacred ceremonies. The Hypogeum also served as a necropolis. Thousands of skeletons were discovered here, including men, women, and children, some buried in carefully arranged tombs, others stacked in ways that remain hard to understand. Tragically, many of these remains have since disappeared, leaving only faint traces of the lives and deaths of the ancient people who once walked these chambers. But perhaps the greatest mystery is the purpose of the Hypogeum itself. Was it purely a burial site, a temple, or something far more complex? A hidden sanctuary holding forbidden knowledge, ritual secrets, or perhaps the key to a forgotten civilization's understanding of sound and space? Its subterranean depths continue to guard their secrets, whispering to those brave enough to descend into its shadowy corridors. The Baltic Sea anomaly. In 2011, a team of Swedish treasure hunters scanning the floor of the Baltic Sea stumbled upon something that defies easy explanation. Their sonar captured the image of a bizarre circular object lying 300 feet beneath the surface. Roughly 60 meters across, the formation bears an uncanny resemblance to the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars, complete with unusual right angles, stair-like features, and what appears to be a long trail behind it, as if it had skidded to a stop on the seabed. When divers descended to investigate, the mystery deepened. They reported that the structure was unlike ordinary rock formations, And even stranger, their electrical equipment malfunctioned when they hovered directly above it. Sonar, cameras, and even satellite phones cut out until they moved away. This strange interference has fueled theories ranging from lost technology to something not of this Earth. Skeptics argue the anomaly is nothing more than a glacial deposit, a remnant of Ice Age activity on the seafloor. Others suggest it could be a World War II Nazi anti-submarine device left behind in the cold waters. But to many, these explanations don't fully account for the object's symmetry, scale, and the mysterious reports of electromagnetic disturbances. Over a decade later, the Baltic Sea anomaly remains one of the most puzzling underwater discoveries ever made. A massive, silent presence resting on the ocean floor, guarding secrets we may not yet be ready to uncover. The Gate of the Sun, Bolivia. High in the Bolivian Andes, at an altitude of nearly 13,000 feet, stand the haunting ruins of Tiwanaku, an ancient city older than the Inca Empire. Among its most striking features is a massive stone monument known as the Gate of the Sun, a single towering archway carved from one solid block of andesite rock, weighing several tons. The gate is adorned with intricate carvings, dominated by a central figure often called the Sun God, or Lord of the Staffs, surrounded by winged attendants and mysterious geometric patterns. Scholars believe the images may encode a calendar, astronomical alignments, or even cosmological knowledge that we still don't fully understand. Yet the true purpose of the gate remains one of archaeology's great mysteries. Some researchers see it as a ceremonial entryway or a solar calendar used to mark agricultural cycles. But local legends speak of something far stranger, that the gate was once a portal to other realms or dimensions, a doorway between worlds guarded by the gods themselves. Adding to the enigma, the Tiwanaku civilization itself collapsed abruptly around 1000 CE, leaving behind no written records and few clues to explain their sudden disappearance. All that remains is this solitary stone arch, standing silent against the winds of the Altiplano, hinting at secrets of a lost world and perhaps a forgotten technology that could bridge the gap between heaven and earth. The Giant Crystal Cave, Mexico. Deep beneath the earth in Nacre, Chihuahua, miners accidentally broke into a hidden world that looks like something out of science fiction. Known as the Cave of the Crystals, this subterranean chamber is filled with the largest natural crystals ever discovered, towering selenite formations stretching up to 39 feet long and weighing as much as 55 tons. Walking through the cave feels like stepping into Superman's Fortress of Solitude, an alien-like landscape made entirely of shimmering crystal. But as breathtaking as it is, this place is also lethal. The cave's environment is extreme. Temperatures soar to 135 degrees Fahrenheit, 57 degrees Celsius, with nearly 100% humidity. Humans can only survive inside for a few minutes without protective suits and specialized cooling systems. It's a reminder that some of Earth's most spectacular wonders remain sealed away in conditions completely hostile to life. The crystals themselves formed over hundreds of thousands of years, growing slowly in the mineral-rich waters that once filled the cave. But here lies the true mystery. If such colossal crystals can form in one hidden chamber, how many other crystal-filled caverns might still lie deep within the earth, locked away in inaccessible places we may never reach? The Cave of the Crystals is both a natural wonder and a haunting mystery, an underground cathedral of light and stone, showing us just how alien our own planet can be when we dare to look beneath the surface. The Moograh Hole, Australia. In the 1990s, a team of workers drilling a deep borehole in Queensland, Australia, encountered something that would haunt them for the rest of their lives. As the drill cut deeper into the earth, strange noises began to echo up from below. What they heard wasn't the grinding of stone or the rush of air, it was something far more disturbing. According to their accounts, the borehole seemed to release the sound of humans screaming and moaning, as though an entire chorus of voices was trapped deep beneath the ground. The workers were so shaken that many refused to continue, abandoning the site in fear. To them, it was as if they had drilled directly into a nightmare. Some even compared it to opening a gateway to hell itself. Geologists, of course, have offered more grounded explanations. They suggest that the screams were the result of high-pressure air forcing its way through porous rock, creating eerie vibrations that just happened to mimic human voices. But even with science on their side, The unsettling reality is that those who stood at the edge of the borehole swore they heard something alive down there, something suffering. Whether it was geology playing tricks on the human mind or a glimpse into something far darker hidden beneath Australia's red soil, the legend of the Moograh Hole endures as one of the eeriest underground mysteries ever reported. The underground dragon bones of Wujiang, China. In 1996, miners in Wujiang, China, blasted open a massive underground cavern and were stunned by what they found inside. Embedded in solid rock, more than 25 feet above the tunnel floor, was the nearly complete skeleton of a gigantic reptile, stretching almost 30 feet long. Locals immediately dubbed it the remains of a dragon, echoing ancient Chinese legends of serpent-like creatures that once ruled the skies and seas. Scientists later identified the fossil as a Guijuichthyosaurus, a marine reptile that swam the oceans during the Triassic period over 200 million years ago. But here's the mind-bending part. This ocean-dwelling creature was found in the side of a mountain, more than 4,000 feet above sea level. How could a sea monster end up entombed in stone, high above the ocean it once ruled? The explanation lies in geology, but it's no less staggering. Over millions of years, colossal tectonic forces lifted entire ancient seabeds, folding and crumpling them into mountains. But the fossil's discovery in a pristine state, perfectly preserved, perched high on a cavern wall, still raises questions. How did such a delicate skeleton survive intact through the unimaginable pressures that should have shattered it? To the miners who first saw it, the bones were proof that dragons had once existed. To scientists, they remain a striking reminder of the violent power of Earth itself, capable of raising ocean floors to the peaks of mountains. Yet the fossil's eerie placement, like a guardian overlooking the cavern below, makes the underground dragon of Wujiang one of the most haunting and otherworldly discoveries ever pulled from the depths of the Earth. The Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun Tunnels. Beneath the rolling hills of Visoko, Bosnia, lies one of the most controversial archaeological discoveries of modern times, the so-called Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. While many mainstream experts dismiss the pyramid itself as nothing more than a natural hill, there's one element they can't ignore: the vast labyrinth of tunnels and chambers known as the Ravne tunnels, stretching for miles beneath the landscape. Inside these tunnels, researchers have uncovered massive man-made conglomerate blocks, carefully placed to form walls, ceilings, and passageways. The air inside is strangely pure, free of harmful radiation, electromagnetic pollution, or negative ions. Some studies even suggest the tunnels create a uniquely neutral environment, unlike any natural cave system on Earth. The greatest mystery is not the tunnels themselves, but the purpose behind them. Who carved this sprawling underground network, and why? Conventional archaeology offers no clear explanation. To skeptics, the tunnels are just remnants of ancient mining or natural voids. But to alternative researchers, they may have been healing chambers, energy conduits, or even part of an advanced prehistoric infrastructure. Adding fuel to the mystery are anomalous energy readings detected within the complex, which some claim resemble electromagnetic beams rising directly from the supposed pyramid above. Whether these are natural phenomena or evidence of a lost technology is still hotly debated. What cannot be denied is that the Ravne tunnels are undeniably artificial, a massive, deliberate construction project hidden beneath the Earth. Were they created by an unknown civilization thousands of years ago? If so, their purpose remains one of the greatest unsolved riddles beneath our feet. And that's all we've got for you today. If your mind is buzzing with theories, then do us a favor and smash that like button and subscribe for more incredible lists. We're just getting started digging up the world's greatest secrets. Before you go, sound off in the comments. What's the craziest thing you think is still buried and waiting to be found? We'll see you in the next video.